Pro, Guy Cisternino. Filming 4 days out from the Toronto Pro Super Show in Toronto, Canada. Today's my last workout before the show. My last 2 workouts before a show, I break up my body into 2 days. Yesterday was Monday on Memorial Day, so I did chest and back, and today was shoulders, bis, and tris. Did 9 sets of shoulders, 6 sets of bis, 6 sets of tris. These are more glycogen depletion workouts, but I still follow the same concept that I always do as far as trying to go as heavy as I possibly could. Obviously, when you're the week of the show and your last 2 workouts, obviously you're not going to go crazy heavy, but you still want to keep your muscles full and round. And the way to do that is to still use ample amount of weight and really pump as much blood into the muscle as you can. Today I started with for shoulders, dumbbell lateral raises. The last set went up to 40s and then dropped to 20 to really pump the blood into them. And right after that we headed into some dumbbell seated press. Did 100s, 110s, 120s, and then again after the set of 120s, dropped it down to 60, dropped it right in half just to force more blood in right at the end, and then finished off with some seated cable rear delts, and then went right into tricep V-bar push downs, 3 sets of that, again ending with a drop set, right onto closed grip bench, and then right after that we headed over to alternate dumbbell curls. And then right after that, we finished with this machine here. I don't even know what the machine, who the machine's made by, but it might be a hoist. I think it might be called. It's a preacher curl, but the crazy thing about it is the way it's designed. It's good to do with 1 or 2 arms, but what it allows you to do is a lot of people that do preacher curls. I know myself. My forearms get really swollen when I train, and this machine actually allows you to kind of manipulate your wrist in a way to where you can actually hit and trigger the bicep in different ways than you would just doing a regular easy curl bar preacher curl. So it was a pretty intense workout. Even though it's a glycogen depletion workout, I've been carb depleting since yesterday. I've only had about 120 carbs per day, and that's the lowest I've been for a really long time. Bodybuilding, unfortunately, is a very subjective sport. It's a sport judged by other human beings. It's not as simple as some people may seem. You're in front of a panel of judges, and some judges like different things, some judges see different things, some judges have preferences to conditioning, size, and shape. That being said, judging is not an easy task, and I have to give credit where credit is due to the judges because they have a very hard job differentiate who should be first and second and third. That being said, as a bodybuilder, we all have our own opinions. And I went back, I looked at pictures, I ran on a bunch of different forums to see what people were saying and critiques. And, finally the other night I actually went on and looked at pictures from 3 different websites. And you could tell from certain websites how, people that aren't at the show really don't get a full understanding of how us as competitors look. Because depending upon where you sit at certain shows and depending upon how the lighting is, people can be really washed out. So if you go check out, 2 different websites like I did, and then I went back and checked on Flex Online, you can see the conditioning that I brought to the stage. Moving into Toronto, myself and Factory sat down, we figured out some things that we're going to do for the show, and we found out some things we're not going to do for this show. So I think this is going to be my best showing. This is the best I looked. I look better now than I did at this time around at New York, and I'm very excited to see what the package withholds when I'm on stage in 4 days. So make sure you guys stay tuned and keep up to date on Flex Online because this is going to be a showdown, and I'm going to make sure I'm cracking necks and turning heads on stage in 4 days. So this is Guy Cisternino, IFBB Pro. See you guys in 4 days. Peace.